Hey everyone, this is Zach Nelson, professional real estate agent in Denver, Colorado, coming to you. Over my 18 plus year career in real estate, I've worked with hundreds of home buyers, whether somebody buying their first home or their 10th home, whether it's somebody who is buying an investment property or a vacation home. I'm going to spend just a few minutes today talking with you about how to buy a house in Denver, Colorado. I have some notes that I'll be referencing here with you today. And this will just be a nice overview of the steps and process to owning your very own property. Step number one is hiring a real estate advisor. There's no doubt that you've been browsing online. Maybe you've popped in an open house or two, or you're just watching the video right here with me. And there's only so much you can do up to a certain point. And at that point, it's crucial that you speak with a great real estate advisor. On our team, we have 3 licensed agents, me included, who are knowledgeable about the overall housing market and neighborhoods our clients are considering, and will help guide you in your search. Simply put, we are experts in educating our clients on the ins and outs of buying a home. And that's the need that we see, having an expert in your corner and an advocate for you. We have a home buyer consultation appointment with every one of our clients to learn everything that we can about what's important to them in their home purchase. Step number 2, hiring the best mortgage lender. Now, if you're a cash buyer, congratulations, you can probably tune out the next minute or so of this video if you'd like. But if you're like most buyers who need to get a mortgage to purchase a property, then this is imperative. Okay, you're probably getting really excited about the search, which is great. That's really important. But first you need to get pre-approved for a mortgage. And word of warning, don't just go to any online lender that you can find. You know, they're offering too good to be true rates. That's kind of their bait and switch. The fine print is really what gets you, and you end up paying more in fees that bumps up that rate and makes that sweet rate seem not so sweet once you get to the time of closing. And make sure also that you get a pre-approval for a mortgage and not just a pre-qualification. So the key to hire a great mortgage lender, and it's preferably one who is local in the Denver area, who knows the market, or if you're outside of Denver, in your respective markets, but especially in Denver, who knows the ins and outs of lending in Colorado, and can provide you with great rates and low closing costs and exceptional customer service. All of those points are extremely important. And we do have several amazing lenders that we can recommend to you. Step number 3, discovering the best community and property type. Understanding what you want in a neighborhood or area is just as important as what you want in your next house. After all, you'll be interacting with your community and surroundings on a daily basis. Think about proximity to parks, maybe your job, schools, restaurants, those kind of things that you do on a daily basis that are important to you. Prior to our buyer consultation, we ask all of our clients to complete a buyer questionnaire so we can learn everything about the community and type of home that they want to live in. Then we take that information to set up an online search and begin touring neighborhoods and homes with you. This is really where it gets exciting, I can assure you of that. Step number 4, negotiating and positioning your offer to win. If you watch enough HGTV and $1 Million Listing, it may seem like it's only about the highest price that wins every time. Am I right? Well, there's no doubt that price is important, but there's a lot more to it than just price. Would you believe that negotiating actually starts before we even submit the offer? Let that sink in for a minute. It really truly takes strategy. Our team actually calls the listing agent on the phone to ask them a lot of questions. This is our reconnaissance mission, so to speak. We're asking questions about the seller's situation, about their timing, about any other offers that are on the table and what it might take to win. What we find is the majority of real estate agents miss this crucial step in the process and never pick up the phone to call the agent. Also, interestingly enough, is reputation. Reputation is actually a part of the negotiation process. Our team has over 55 years of combined experience in this market, and we can tell you our reputation has helped our clients win numerous times over the years because they know that we are professional, high-level real estate agents. It really does make a difference. Okay, then we strategize with you about how to make your offer stand above the rest. Aside from price, what else is it going to take to win? Do we need to include an inspection clause, or an appraisal clause, or an escalation clause, or a rent back agreement where the seller would stay in the house after closing for a period of time? Is it going to take one of those or maybe all of those to win? We tactically discuss with you what needs to be done if you do want to win that offer. Step number 5, the due diligence period, and we'll focus on inspections here. One of the biggest and most important deadlines in the contract has to do with the inspections. This is our opportunity to learn about the condition of the house. Think of this as giving the house a physical exam. So what inspections do we suggest here in Denver? Number 1, general house inspection. The inspector will go from top to bottom, inside to out, testing the appliances, outlets, roof, water, and much more. Second inspection is a radon test. If you've never heard of radon, you're not alone. Most outside of Colorado haven't. However, it is a gas that emits naturally from the earth and is more prevalent here in Colorado. So, a radon test done by the inspector detects the level of radon. Not to worry, there's a solution, and it's called a radon mitigation system. The next type of inspection we recommend is a sewer scope. One of the few things that we can't see is the sewer line. Now, most of the time we don't want to see the sewer line, do we? But when it comes to buying a house, we do. We want to know, is the sewer line okay? Or are there any cracks or breaks or other damage that need to be addressed? The final inspection is a structural inspection. Now, we don't always recommend this inspection. It's a case-by-case basis. But typically on an older or vintage home, and especially one that may have visible cracks and settling that's noticeable, that we'll recommend this type of inspection. We just want to know, are there truly structural issues, or is this just kind of typical for this type of home? Okay, we're now on to step number 6, completing the appraisal and loan process. During the transaction, it's likely the lender will require additional documentation from you, like updated bank statements, W-2s, and more. Okay, but don't be alarmed. This is just a normal part of the process of getting your loan from started to fully approved. In addition, with your loan, an appraisal for the property will be required. The appraiser visits the property and they do evaluation. They kind of do a mini inspection, and then they assign a value. So we know what that appraiser is saying. Does that match the contract price, or is it something different than what you've agreed upon in the contract? Once the appraisal is complete and loan conditions are met, you are given the clear to close, which is a big deal, and it's just one step closer to closing. Moving on to step 7, closing on your new home is scheduled. Once most of the contract deadlines pass, we will work together to set a time and a location for closing. We always attend closing with our clients. The seller and their agent may or may not be there for closing. If not, it will be somebody from our team, you, and the closing agent. We'll also be scheduling the final walkthrough at this time. More on that in just a minute. Step number 8, final closing details. As we're now in the home stretch, there are some key milestones and details to go over. If you're obtaining the loan for the property, the lender will prepare and email to you what's called a closing disclosure at least 3 business days prior to closing. This document needs to be signed at least 3 business days prior to closing in order for us to close on time. Now that is a rule whether you're closing on a home here in Colorado or any other state in the country. Next, our transaction coordinator, Krista, will email you all of your closing details, which will include closing time, location, property utilities information, instructions for wiring your closing funds, and any other property-specific details. Just a really important side note, you'll be working with Krista a lot in the transaction, throughout the transaction. She is amazing. She is like the oil that keeps our machine running. And so you're gonna be really happy to have Krista on our team working for us. All right, moving on to step number 9, the final walkthrough. On the day of closing or the day prior, we'll conduct our final walkthrough at the property. At the walkthrough, we're checking to see and make sure that no damage has been done to the home since we first saw the home, all the way up into including the move out by the sellers. We will also be able to visually check to see if there are any inspection-related items that were agreed upon in the contract that have been corrected. And finally, step number 10 is closing time. We've made it. This is what we've been working towards. The closing will take place once all of the conditions of the contract and the loan have been met. We'll sit down with the closing agent to review and sign all documents. Now, if you can't be there for closing, that's okay. We have remote closing options available for you. And then after all the documents have been signed and all the money has been funded in exchange, you will get the keys to your new home. Congratulations. We now come to the conclusion. As you can see, there are a lot of steps involved when buying a home in Denver. Rest assured, once you start with step number 1 and hire us, the Nelson team, we will be your guide from start to finish and handle all of the details. And we're going to help make this an amazing and unforgettable experience for you. If you found this video to be helpful and educational, please subscribe to our channel. It's really easy to do. You can subscribe to our channel and receive notifications for all of the other awesome videos that we have. We do community videos, we do cost of living videos from Denver to other places around the country, housing market updates, and so much more. You can check those out on our channel as well, and we hope that you do. And lastly, if you're considering buying a house in the Denver area, connect with me so that you can learn more about what it will take to buy a home in Denver, Colorado. Thanks for watching, everybody.